Redemption, revenge, resurrection seems to be some of the words that generally sum up the mood from last night after India beat Australia to make it to the ICC Champions Trophy final. KL Rahul's visceral celebrations, Gautam Gambhir's fiery post-match press conference, Steve Smith, the captain of the opposition, the Australian team, making a huge admission and then, of course, calling it quits from ODI cricket. Virat Kohli steering a run chase. It seemed like India had turned back time. But before we get to all of that, let's bring you what the internet thought of this victory. Australia, a cricketing side in general, is one that Indian fans love to see being beaten. And now more so after the humiliating 2023 ODI World Cup win, where Pat Cummins vowed to silence the crowds there and did. And the horrific Border Gavaskar series that saw India being in all sorts of trouble on and off the field. So this face-off, although just a semi-final, was the biggest clash in this tournament, and the internet went to town with their memes. But the real fiery stuff came from the head coach Gautam Gambhir. Not too surprising there too, but he was a man under fire, especially after a dismal series against Australia that India had just lost 1-4. So there was a lot on the line here. And even during the tournament, India was being accused of being given preferential treatment by the ICC and by just about everybody, which Gambhir put an end to at the post-match press conference.
What undue advantage? We are practicing at the ICC Academy. The conditions there and at the Dubai International Stadium are completely different. Some people are perpetual cribbers, man. They've got to grow up.
People are perpetual cribbers and they've got to grow up. Really strong words there. Gambhir telling every single opposition and non-Indian commentator who pointed fingers at India having a slight advantage over the rest, that India were finalists because they deserved to be there, not because they had any advantage over the rest. It's because they just played better cricket than most of the other sides. And guess who agreed with whatever Gambhir said? The opposition team captain. Steve Smith put to rest every little objection that many had been making, including his own teammate Pat Cummins, by admitting that India outplayed Australia fair and square.
I'm not buying into it. I think it is what it is. The surface kind of suits their style. They played well, they outplayed us, and they deserve the victory.
And then promptly proceeded to retire from ODI cricket hours later. Definitely a loss to international cricket. Australia played some intimidating cricket under Smith's leadership. But unfortunately, it'll end up being one that was tainted by a bad call against South Africa in a test match. That's what you would remember most at the end of this one. But coming back to the game last night, you could see what this win really meant for each and every person in that Indian squad. It was a solid performance by Virat Kohli in the run chase till he chose to swing, losing his wicket. Shreyas Iyer had a good start. Hardik Pandya took the pressure off with some blows, and KL Rahul rightfully finished off the game. He was pumped up and everyone knew how crucial his cameo was. And more importantly, India made sure they replied to all the complaints and accusations with their performance on the field. One more hurdle awaits, the big final, which is on the 9th of March. A win would mean the resurrection of Indian men's cricket team after what has been a tough last few months. A loss and they live to fight again. Either ways, a big weekend awaits us all.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat ke logon ko meri namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically, in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Rohit, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.